Hello everyone, welcome back to your favorite channel. Once again, it's King H here. I hope you had a great weekend, you enjoyed time, whether by yourself, family, and had a great weekend, relaxed for those who needed to relax, for those who wanted to have fun, had fun like myself. Went to my niece's 5th birthday, and I believe she had a great time, and everybody who was there had a great time. Like as I said, I hope everybody had a great weekend, and now hoping you have a great week ahead. Start of February, Valentine's month. Everybody, wishing everybody a happy Valentine's in advance for now, and hopefully you enjoy this coming month. And as I usually say, don't just exist, live it. Let's see. Last when I discussed, we spoke about after stopping the chase, now attracting. I hope you got to enjoy that video, and you got some insights on it. And I actually later on remember that I did not mention any books that entail to this topic, so I'll actually mention them now before we start today's topic. So there's one by Vera Wright, which is I Don't Chase, I Attract. If you're interested in a book, that would be it. The next one would be Stop Chasing, Start Attracting by Kristen Noel, which would be this one. Both good books. One has the 3 pillars that will help you with the energetic match with money, and the other one is to deal with the laws of attraction. For those who've read The Secret and the Secret books that follow, that will be interesting for you too. Well, for today, we're going to look into trusting life through uncertainty. So we're gonna focus that because there's a lot of uncertainty that we all face. We never know what's next, and it's bound to happen that way. The only certain thing that everybody on this earth is guaranteed is death. The uncertain thing about the death is we don't know what's next. Afterlife is unknown. So like I always say, live your life, don't just exist, because nobody knows what's next. So you don't want to go to the next life with regret. I should have lived more, I should have done this more. No, the only thing that you know is this space, what you're watching now, what you're doing now, what you're listening to, who you're conversing with. Those exist, they're real, but then certain bits we don't know. So live your life, enjoy it to the fullest without harming anybody in the process. And also self-love, be self-aware. As we keep on going, we'll discuss more of these things. So as I say, self-love, self-awareness is very crucial in living. So we'll jump into it as trusting life through uncertainty. So there'll be 3 parts: the psychological hurdles, the philosophical shifts, and the practical rituals that we'll get into. Now, the psychological part, where uncertainty feels like danger. To talk about trust, you must first understand why the brain hates the unknown. Evolutionarily, uncertainty equaled a physical threat. If our ancestors did not know what was in the rustling bushes, they assumed it was a predator. The intolerance of uncertainty. In modern psychology, intolerance uncertainty is a dispositional characteristic that results from negative beliefs about uncertainty and its consequences. When we can't let go, it's often because our brain is stuck in hyper-vigilance loop, trying to predict every possible negative outcome to feel safe. The illusion of control. We often confuse worry with action. We think that by ruminating we are working on the problem. In reality, we're just burning mental energy. Trusting life requires the sobering realization that 90% of the variables in our lives are outside our direct influence. The philosophical shift from control to co-creation. This is the core of letting go. It isn't about being a passive bystander, it's about changing your relationship with the outcome. Now, it comes with the concept of wu-wei, the effortless action. I mentioned this before in other ones, the wu-wei concept, which is it's in Taoism. Wu-wei suggests that we should align ourselves with the natural flow of life rather than fighting against it. The analogy in it is, imagine a river. You can swim against the current, exhaustion, right? You can cling to a rock, you stagnate. Or you can use your energy to steer while letting the current move you. That's trust. So trust is a verb. It is the active choice to believe that the current of your life has a destination, even if you can't see the bend in the river yet. The radical acceptance versus resignation. Resignation says, I give up, nothing matters. Radical acceptance says, this is the current situation, I don't have to like it, but I accept it is happening so I can decide my next move clearly. The hindsight bias as a tool. Think back to a disaster in your life from 5 years ago. Take time, reflect. Often, that event cleared the path for something essential that followed. We never see what comes after that, because normally we think we've hit rock bottom and now nothing happens. So once after that you find there's a path that is cleared, I think you are put in that position for you to just reflect on that moment, go through whatever you're going through, then the path clears for you to move on. Trusting life, essentially applying that hindsight to the present moment. It is the future you looking back and saying, this part of the story is necessary. Practical frameworks for navigating the unknown would be the next right thing method. The next right thing method, when life doesn't make sense, the big picture becomes a source of anxiety. The practice, shrink your horizon. If you don't know where your career is going in 6 months or so, 3 months or a year from now, focus on the integrity of your work today. What is possible now? Trust is built in the micro moments of doing what is right in front of you. Building an evidence log of resilience is very important. We often forget how many impossible things we've already survived. It's in the back of our mind because now it's in the past. We think now there's more, and obviously there'll be more that will come, but don't forget that you've overcome certain turmoils in your life and take them as wins. So the exercise will be, list 3 times life felt nonsensical or hopeless. Write down how you navigated them and what unexpected strength or opportunity emerged. This creates a data set that proves you are more capable than your current fear suggests. And we discussed fear earlier on. Developing cognitive flexibility. Rigidity is the enemy of trust. If you have only one vision of a happy life, any deviation feels like a catastrophe. The pivot, instead of I need X to happen to be okay, try I am curious to see how Y or Z might unfold. Replace what if it goes wrong with what if it goes differently than I planned but it turns out better. The paradox of trust. The great irony is that trust is only real when things are going wrong. You get that? Trust is only real when things are going wrong. Trusting life when everything is perfect isn't trust, it's just observation. Because you have to go, it's creating that resilience and the flexibility through everything. Because if you don't go through certain hurdles, you will not appreciate what you've attained. So if everything is too smooth, there's cause to worry. You need to really worry as to why is everything too smooth. Life is not smooth. It's not a smooth line. It's not a constant. It's a wavy curve. A lot of things happen. A lot of turmoils. A lot of good things. Just take it as it comes. So the paradox of trust is the irony of it all. It's only real when things are going wrong. Trusting life when everything is perfect isn't trust, it's just observation. I kept repeating that because it's very important to understand that concept. The threshold. Trust is born at the exact moment you run out of answers. It is the bridge between your current understanding and your future reality. To finish and sum it all up, we'll say control is a security blanket. We have to be willing to drop it to pick up peace. Meaning is retrospective. We live life forward, but understand it backward. Surrender is power. It frees up the energy you were using to hold back the tide and lets you use it to build something new. And with that, I conclude what I had to bring up today about trusting life through uncertainty. There will be a lot of things that everybody will face in different times, and all of us experience things in different ways, and we feel things differently. We put logic towards everything in a different way because our mindsets are all different. So if you're in a growth mindset, a lot of things will actually seemingly be more acceptable as you're seeing a future ahead. But if you're in a fixed mindset, you're more anxious, there's more fear because you're just focusing on one narrow path. You're not seeing the diversions along the way. So with the uncertainty, there will be a lot of anxiety, there will be a lot of fear, but you have to overcome them. And the only way to overcome most uncertainty in this life is to just believe there's better ahead and to live in the now. And when you're living in the now, be present with everything and anyone that's around you. Go outside, take a walk, feel the breeze, feel the heat, which are not really advised because right now it's quite hot in Kenya and it's not advisable to be out in the heat, but and you feel and get in touch with nature if you can. That's where we are most grounded as humans. When you have free time, listen to good music that can give you positive vibes. You know, when your body is in positive alignment, you tend to see things in a more positive light as compared to negative. Remember, 80% of our thoughts are mostly negative, and that's how the brain has been structured. 80% of thoughts mostly negative. And for overthinkers, get out there, get out of your head, because don't create scenarios in your mind, because once you create a scenario in your mind, you wind up living it anyway. And that scenario in reality doesn't exist. In the now, it's not there. So uncertainties will be there. You can always forge ahead. If it's impossible for certain situations, talk to somebody close, express how you're feeling, because nobody's alone. You can't live this life, or you can't do this life alone. And if you can, then you're not meant to be on this earth, because it's impossible. So once again, this is King H. I'm going to share the books that I've read through, and I'm wishing everybody a good week ahead, and enjoy life, live it, don't harm anyone, express your feelings, express your emotions, and be present with everyone and anyone. This life, as much as we say it's short, you still have to live it and enjoy it as it is, because as I mentioned in the beginning, it's uncertain what's next. So love this life as it is, because that's what you know. And the books that I'll share with you, one will be The Art of Letting Go. That one is by Dan Desmarques. This is it. If you have time, have a look at that. The second one will be Thriving Through Uncertainty, but this is by Tama Keeves. And the third one is Trust the Universe, but this is by Stephanie Keith. It's quite a good book too. It's about affirmations. The previous one is about one was about talking about affirmation. Now the previous one is about thriving through uncertainty, which is being your true self. And the first one by Desmarques is about personal experience and knowing who you are as a person. So they're good books. I've read them different times, different years, but I mark them down. And one thing you have to understand when reading a book, you can't read a book once, because when you read a certain book, in that moment, in the process that you're going through, you're understanding it totally different from what you could be understanding it now. So reread you'll get a different message. And it goes back to, as I always say, you have to learn and relearn. It's the only way that you'll be able to be more knowledgeable, because if you think that you know it all or know it through everything, then, as I've said before, then you're a demigod. You're not meant to be here, because this life is about knowing as you go and understanding everything that it is that comes with it. Everything changes with time. You're not the same person that you were yesterday. You're not the same person that you were a week ago. You're not the same person that you were 5 years ago. You're constantly changing. So as you change, you need to also upgrade your thinking, your mindset, and everything else that comes along with it, and you have to accept it as it comes. And the only way you can accepting is by trusting the uncertainty. And with that, once again, is King H. Enjoy the rest of your week. Thank you for the people who are liking, subscribing, commenting, and sharing. I appreciate you so much. For those that are watching and are not doing that, I'm watching you. Have a good day.